Smith, tough bucket. And then
keeps her eyes on the rim the whole time. And then down here, Nalyssa Smith bang and bang. And she prefers the turn and fade.
Nalyssa Smith was fired from the Indiana Fever. And believe me, this story is as wild as it gets.
Since I've been here, it's always just get better. And so we were fortunate enough to make the playoffs.
It's all about locker room drama, bad jokes, selfish plays, and the downfall of a star player who thought she was untouchable.
WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Nalyssa Smith, Baylor University.
Nalyssa Smith, such an incredible career at Baylor, and she becomes the second pick of the 2022 WNBA draft. She'll be at the foundation of what Indiana hopes is a quick rebuild.
Turns out Caitlin Clark's bullies aren't just on other WNBA teams. They're right within the Indiana Fever. One moment stands out for Nalyssa Smith. Remember when Carrington went at Caitlin, clawing at her eyes like she was scratching a lottery ticket? It was ugly, and the corrupt refs just looked the other way.
Ow!
Oh, I'm sorry.
You poked me in the eye.
And guess who thought it was the perfect time for a joke? Instead of supporting her teammate, Nalyssa Smith was caught laughing it up with Danny Carrington. Cly. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the drama surrounding Nalyssa Smith and her recent firing from the Indiana Fever. Trust me, this story has everything: locker room tension, questionable plays, and a serious clash with one of the WNBA's brightest stars, Caitlin Clark. Let's start with the incident that turned heads. During a game, Caitlin Clark took a nasty eye poke from DJ Carrington. Think claws out, as if she was scratching a lottery ticket. It was an ugly moment, and somehow, the refs didn't even acknowledge it. But instead of showing any concern for her teammate, Nalyssa Smith was seen laughing with Carrington. Seriously, Nalyssa? Caitlin's out there fighting like a warrior, and you're cracking jokes as if it's comedy hour. It was a clear sign that something was seriously wrong with the team's chemistry. Imagine being Caitlin Clark, one of the league's rising stars, getting hurt only to see your own teammate laughing about it. That kind of behavior isn't just a bad look, it's a massive red flag. If you're wondering what the opposite of team spirit looks like, here it is. And before we go any further, now let's talk about Nalyssa's game. Sure, she's got skills, but her play style? Selfish. We're talking about missed rotations, blown defensive assignments, and an ego that fills the whole court. Instead of passing to an open Caitlin, Nalyssa often drove into double teams or took wild, contested shots, plays that screamed solo act rather than teamwork. Her determination to play hero ball only backfired, costing the Fever when they needed smart, team-oriented decisions. Sources reveal the tension between Caitlin and Nalyssa ran deep. Caitlin, known for her work ethic and team-first mentality, was reportedly frustrated by Nalyssa's attitude. Nalyssa wasn't backing her up. Instead, she was busy cracking jokes and playing for herself. This rift became obvious to the whole team and started affecting their performance on the floor. Then there's Christy Sides, the Fever's former head coach, who tried to keep things together. Despite her efforts to unite the team, she had to deal with Nalyssa's attitude, selfish plays, and refusal to adapt. Christy did her best to keep the peace, but it became clear the ship was sinking. Eventually, even she was let go, largely because management saw that team chemistry wasn't improving, despite a decent overall performance. Caitlin had raised the team's standard, and fans believed they could make it to the playoffs. But that's hard to achieve when one player seems more focused on their own stats than the scoreboard. Nalyssa's firing had been coming for a while, and honestly, it was necessary. She might have had her moments on the court, but when we stack her up against Caitlin Clark, it's no contest. Caitlin's out there rewriting the record books, hitting deep threes, and carrying her team. Meanwhile, Nalyssa seemed content with a few good games and her college reputation. Caitlin is a born leader, a clutch player, and a team player. qualities that Nalyssa's game sorely lacks. And let's not forget Caitlin's impact. She's not just a great player, she's a future legend. The top scorer in college basketball, Player of the Year, Final Four MVP. The honors and respect keep coming, while Nalyssa's left trying to find her place. Caitlin has been a game changer since day one, lighting up highlight reels and earning the loyalty of fans. Nalyssa, on the other hand, sure, she put up some stats, but they were empty. Double-doubles here and there, but no real impact. Meanwhile, Caitlin is the one hitting 30 points in clutch moments, diving for loose balls, and setting up her teammates. That's what true leadership looks like. With Stephanie White now coaching the Fever, there's no tolerance for drama. White is all about building a winning culture, and that means prioritizing team players over egos. Nalyssa had her chance, but White made it clear: either commit to the team-first mentality or hit the road. And well, Nalyssa got the boot. Good riddance. The Fever can now focus on players who actually want to win, respect each other, and fight for every play. With Nalyssa gone, Caitlin Clark can finally take the reins, free from any teammate drama. She's a generous player, she's clutch, and most importantly, she's a winner. Nalyssa had the chance to be part of something special, but she chose selfishness instead. And now she's watching from the sidelines. So what's next for Nalyssa? She has the talent, but without a shift in attitude, she's going to be just another player bouncing around, struggling to fit in. If she can't change her mindset, this could be the beginning of the end of her career. The Indiana Fever are moving forward, and with players like Caitlin Clark leading the way, there's a new chapter of teamwork, drive, and real leadership. Get ready, this is the Caitlin Clark era, and it's going to be a thrill to watch. The rest didn't even acknowledge it. But instead of showing any concern for her teammate, Nalyssa Smith was seen laughing with Carrington. Seriously, Nalyssa, Caitlin's out there fighting like a warrior, and you're cracking jokes as if it's comedy hour. It was a clear sign that something was seriously wrong with the team's chemistry. Imagine being Caitlin Clark, one of the league's rising stars, getting hurt only to see your own teammate laughing about it. That kind of behavior isn't just a bad look, it's a massive red flag. If you're wondering what the opposite of team spirit looks like, here it is. And before we go any further, now let's talk about Nalyssa's game. Sure, she's got skills, but her play style, selfish. We're talking about missed rotations, blown defensive assignments, and an ego that fills the whole court. Instead of passing to an open Caitlin, Nalyssa often drove into double teams or took wild, contested shots, plays that screamed solo act rather than teamwork.